Happy Friday the 13th, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel for my monthly update video. It is the 13th of July today, which means it's time for me to update you on what is happening with my works in progress and everything else in my life right now, but mainly my works in progress. And I've been saying for a little while that I have some big news, and I do. So let's just get straight into that. Now, I said in my very first video on this channel that I had made the decision to pull my debut novel Paper Flowers from publication. And I made that decision for a lot of reasons, and today I'm actually going to go into those. What are you doing? First, it's time for me to announce what you probably all figured was coming anyway, and that's that I'm republishing! Yay! So it's been a bit of a trek to get to this point, and I think that a lot of what I'm going to say in this video is important to anybody who might be aspiring to become a self-publisher, because I made a lot of mistakes and I learned a lot from them. Let's list off the mistakes that I made back in March, shall we? Minimal research into self-publishing platforms and just assuming that Amazon was the best way to go. Here's a pro tip: Amazon is not the best way to go. I didn't research ISBNs or ABNs and whether or not I actually needed one and what the benefits were of having one. I didn't buy ISBNs. I just assumed that I would get assigned one. And I mean, Amazon does, but they're their ISBNs and they don't have you listed as the publisher. Amazon is listed as the publisher. And you know, it's the same for a lot of self-publishing platforms. They can provide you with an ISBN, but then you're not actually listed as the publisher. And since I want to be a self-publisher, I kind of want to be listed as my own publisher. I didn't make my author platform until after I decided to do this. I think that was probably the biggest mistake that I made, because once I actually started working on my author platform and putting effort into it, I was like, I should have been doing this like last year, years ago. I should have been doing this as soon as I had a handle on social media in general. And now, with the amount of time that I'm putting into my social media, I can't believe that I wasn't doing this a year ago. I also decided to start doing this when I was pretty damn broke. And look, that's not a big issue because there are ways around it and there are affordable means to do things, but deciding to do it when I was broke did make a lot of things very difficult. And finally, and honestly, this is probably actually a more important point than the social media, I didn't put enough work into transforming Paper Flowers from its original form into a publishable book. And that's what I've been working on since May. It was good for what it used to be, but it wasn't good for what it needed to be now. And so I started outlining new chapters because Paper Flowers was originally only told from Jake's point of view. And it's a romance book, which means it's two people's story, and Max deserved to have his own voice, especially considering that his brothers are all getting their own books and they're going to have at least 50% of the stories be told from their point of view. So Max deserves the same treatment. That's why it's been taking so long, because in adding Max's chapters, it's not just a matter of inserting his perspective of events in between what happens in Jake's chapters. It's actually about altering Jake's chapters to fit a second story and alongside them. It's about changing the plot so that it functions with two main characters as opposed to one main character, so that I am telling two stories simultaneously and concurrently and making them intertwine and work together so that it doesn't feel like you're actually reading another story pasted on top of one that was already there. Everything else has been easy. I signed up, as I said before, with the I signed up for an ABN and I registered myself on the Australian Business Registry for the next 3 years, which means that my pen name, Andy Barr, is actually officially a business name in Australia, which is fantastic. I also registered with Thorpe Boker, which are the ISBN providers in Australia. So I'm now registered as a self-publisher with them, and I have my own ISBNs, which I should have done when I started doing this, and I didn't because I didn't really look into it all that well. And you know, that's basically all this was me rushing into something because I didn't want to talk myself out of it again. And in doing so, didn't really think through the process and understand what I was doing. I'm not particularly business savvy and I know that, so I should have been researching as I went along. I'm still learning about this entire thing and I'm loving how much I am learning doing this actually. It's fantastic how far I have come since March. And that was only like, what, 4 months ago. It was only 4 months ago. And I have learnt so much. I'm working on Paper Flowers. It's going to be a completely different book to what it used to be. And then it's going to be republished sometime before the end of this year. I will leave this here because I'm pretty sure it's getting quite long now. My explanation is a bit extensive. So I will see you guys next Monday with my next short video, which should be my Camp Nano week 2 vlog, hopefully. I'm supposed to get it edited on Sunday so that it can be up on Monday. We'll see how I actually go with doing that. Cheshire and I are gonna say goodbye.